is a ReeTV documentary. JonBenét Ramsey.
My name is JonBenét Ramsey.
This is the second episode of the ReeTV JonBenét Ramsey documentary, and we will concentrate on the 911 call made by JonBenét's so-called mother, Patsy Ramsey, at 5:52 a.m. on the 26th of December 1996. If you haven't seen the first episode yet, the link is in the description below. Let's have a listen to the call and decide on what exactly was said. There is quite a lot of debate about what was said in the background of the call, and we will look at this in more detail later on in the video. So let's first have a listen to the recording without any disruptions, and then we will apply some statement analysis to the transcript of the call.
911 emergency. Police. What's going on? 515th Street. What's going on there, ma'am? We have a kidnapping. Hi, please. Explain to me what's going on, okay? There's a note left and our daughter's gone. A note was left and your daughter is gone? How old is your daughter? 6 years old. She's gone. 6 years old. How long ago was this? I don't know. I just found the note. And my daughter's gone. Does it say who took her? What? Does it say who took her? I don't know. There's a ransom note here. It's a ransom note? It says FBTC. Victory. Please. Okay, what's your name? Are you Patsy Ramsey? I'm the mother. Oh my God. Please. I'm sending an officer over, okay? Please. Do you know how long she's been gone? No, I don't. Please, we just got out. Is she right here? Oh my God, please. Okay, girl. Is everybody? I am, honey. Please. Take a deep breath. Please, okay? Hurry. Patsy.
More often than not, the 911 call, or 999 in the UK, is the very first bit of contact, the first bit of evidence, if we can call it that we can analyse. And sometimes it will be what later may come to light that it was the perpetrator making the call. Two important factors when analysing this type of call are the order of the information given by the caller and the linguistic disposition. What does the person think of the person in need of help? The first thing out of the caller's mouth is their priority. An example of this, the Netflix documentary The Staircase, Michael Peterson said, "My wife had an accident."
911, where's your emergency? Please, what's wrong? My wife had an accident. She's still breathing.
The first thing he wants you to know is, whatever happened to her was not his fault. It was an accident. His priority is proving that it was unintentional rather than the safety and well-being of his wife. The emergency call will start recording before you are connected to the operator, and I find it a little bit strange that there was absolutely no noise, no talking, no screaming, no panicking going on in the very first few seconds of the call before she was connected to the operator. The operator starts the call with
911 emergency. Police.
And Patsy responds with what sounds to me like, we need an police.
Police.
To me, this sounds like Patsy was about to say, we need an ambulance, but just stopped herself at the word "an" and changed to police from ambulance. I don't know about you, but I would say, I need the police, or I need the fire brigade, or I need an ambulance. Out of the three, the only way "an" would be a part of my answer is if it was an ambulance that I needed and not the police or the fire brigade.
What's going on? 515th Street.
The operator starts to ask, "What's going on there, ma'am?" And Patsy cuts the operator short with her address. So priority for Patsy right now seems to be an ambulance, the police, and where to find her. The first thing out of her mouth should be about JonBenét, her daughter, who she loves.
What's going on there, ma'am? We have a kidnapping. Hi, please.
So the operator asks again, "What's going on there, ma'am?" It's important to ask open-ended questions as not to influence the response of the caller. What would be a normal response for a paternal mother in this situation would be, my daughter has been kidnapped, or my daughter is missing maybe, or I don't know where my daughter is. We would expect to see I and me very close together with my daughter. Patsy's response? We have a kidnapping. Hurry, please. We can note that Patsy's plea for help lacks specifics. She does not tell the operator that it is her daughter, one of the most important people in her life, that is the one that has been kidnapped. Most people will want to avoid telling a lie. When people do decide to lie, they will often not tell a direct lie. They will often soften the lie. Saying my daughter has been kidnapped may be a direct lie. Saying we have a kidnapping may be a lie that lacks specifics. The word please appears to be too polite in this situation, and she uses it 8 times in this call. There is a chance she is not being polite, but is using this word to add emphasis to the fact that she needs help. Looking at the word we, as a biological parent speaking for herself, the word we goes against human nature. It is something that is immediately a red flag in Patsy's language. We expect to see the paternal instinct to protect their child, and pronouns are instinctive. It is concerning that Patsy starts with, we have. From this we know 2 things. Patsy has a situation in which she does not want to be alone, and the victim, JonBenét, her daughter, is not personal to her. We have a kidnapping. No direct mention of her daughter. Not my daughter is missing, not I can't find my daughter, but we have a kidnapping. This is psychological distancing language from the victim, our linguistic disposition. No disposition of care or empathy towards what JonBenét may be experiencing in the hands of a kidnapper. The linguistic disposition towards a victim should always be a concern for what the victim is going through right now.
Explain to me what's going on, okay? There's a note left and our daughter's gone.
The operator asks Patsy to explain what's going on, and Patsy responds, there's a note left and our daughter is gone. Patsy started to say, we have a. It appears Patsy was going to repeat again, we have a kidnapping. However, she didn't finish. Did she practice that line so many times that it almost came out again? She then said, there's a note left. She referred to the 3-page handwritten letter as a note. She finished this sentence by saying, our daughter is gone. As I said before, order of priority is very important. This sentence appears to be out of order, and in fact Patsy has already spoken 23 words before she mentions her daughter. 15 seconds have passed since the operator first picked up the call until she mentioned her daughter. In this sentence, she first told the operator about the note, and finally she told her that their daughter was gone. Surely the most important thing is that JonBenét is missing. Patsy said that their daughter was gone. We will see how her personal language plays out in regards to the words gone. I believe her. There was a ransom note in the house, and JonBenét was gone, as in deceased.
A note was left and your daughter is gone? How old is your daughter?
6 years old. She's gone. 6 years old.
Why would JonBenét's colour of hair be important to Patsy when being asked JonBenét's age? Although I suspect that image is far more important than love for their children in this family, I think that part of the statement tells us that Patsy dyed JonBenét's hair.
How long ago was this?
I don't know. I took down the note. And my daughter's gone.
Some transcripts will show the pronoun I is missing before the word just. The missing I indicates a lack of commitment to the statement. However, Patsy said, I just found the note. The word just is often used to minimise things. When people minimise their actions using the word just, it is an indication that they may have done more than they are willing to tell you. I just went to the supermarket and came home. There is a chance Patsy may be minimising her actions that morning. However, she may also be minimising time. By using the word just, she is telling the operator that her actions of finding the ransom note was immediate.
Did it say who took her? What?
Patsy responds with what? Is it possible Patsy didn't hear the question, or was she stalling for time? Answering a question with a question indicates the person was asked a sensitive question. It is often used as a stall tactic to allow the person to think about how he or she would answer the question.
Does it say who took her?
I don't know. There's a ransom note here.
When asked if the note said who took JonBenét, Patsy said, "No, I don't know." Patsy started with no. Did she initially mishear the question and first started to answer the question, "Did you take her?" The note actually said that a foreign faction signed by SBTC was responsible for JonBenét's disappearance, but she initially said, "I don't know." In her answer to the next question, she will mention SBTC. Patsy had a change in language here, which is often a sign of deception. A person who is telling the truth will usually be consistent in their language. She now calls it a ransom note and not just a note. There does not appear to be a justification for the change in language. Therefore, it is a red flag and an indication of deception.
It's a ransom note? It says SBTC. Victory. Please. Okay, what's your name? Are you Patsy Ramsey? I'm the mother. Oh my God. Please.
You can note that Patsy used the article the and not the pronoun her, saying "I am her mother" makes it more personal. It shows ownership. Saying "I am the mother" shows distance. If she knew JonBenét was dead, maybe she did not want to take ownership of a dead body.
I'm sending an officer over, okay? Please. Do you know how long she's been gone? No, I don't. Please, we just got out. Is she right here? Oh my God, please.
Again, she said just. We just got up. Is she minimizing her actions or minimizing the time? Or maybe both?
Okay, girl. Everybody. I am, honey. Please. Take a deep breath. Please. Okay. Hurry. Patsy.
The reason people call 911 or 999 is because they are seeking help either for themselves or for someone else. Most emergency calls begin with a plea for help. "I need an ambulance," or "someone is breaking into my neighbours, send the police." Patsy's plea for help appears towards the end of her call. "Please send somebody." She only asked for help after the operator said to her, "I'm sending an officer over." There is one other odd thing with this call, and that is Patsy hung up the phone. In this situation, the operator is your lifeline. This is the person who is going to get you help. You will want to stay on the phone with the operator until help arrives. Once she reports the kidnapping, Patsy hangs up the phone, or she thinks she hangs up the phone. After Patsy thought she ended the call, the line stayed open and continued to record. The 911 operator thought she heard 3 faint voices in the background. Audio experts enhanced the recording to see if they could make out what was being said. They thought they may have heard John Ramsey say, "We're not talking to you," then Patsy Ramsey say, "What did you do?" and Burke Ramsey say, "What did you find?" Although some people think Burke said, "Get off me." If you listen to the enhanced recording, it is very difficult to decide on whether or not that this is in fact what was recorded. Therefore, we cannot assume this to be correct. And one more time there.
What's your emergency? Yeah, my wife got attacked by a warthog real bad, and I need someone to come up with an ambulance and pick her up. Okay, sir. Can you give me your address? Yeah, we're at 1825 Eucalyptus Drive. Okay, could you spell that for me, sir? I'm going to drag her on over to Oak Street, and you can pick her up there.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, pretty please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Peace! You've been watching a ReeTV documentary.